Members of the Belize City Leos Club today visited the Carl Hushner Memorial Hospital bearing gifts for the youngest patients at the institution. Marlise Leslie is the president of the club.
Well, the Belize City Leos Club, we're a smaller group from the Lions Club, comprising of mainly teenagers, and we do more child interaction activities because, well, you know, we're young, we're vibrant, so we work with the kids more. Well, for the past 3 years, this is our 4th year. We prepare stockings, fill them with treats. We get donations from different organizations, and we present them to the kids here at the hospital.
This year, how many kids are going to be receiving a little treat?
50. We cater for 50 kids. We like to see the kids happy. You know, they're in the hospital, they're sad, they're injured, they're sick. So giving them gifts makes them happy, and they feel satisfied. They feel the Christmas spirit, and that's what we want.
The club is also working on a book drive to open a library at a school which they are yet to identify. There are 15 members in the club, and Leslie adds that they are welcoming interested young people. The advisor to the club is Lions Club member Marisol Melado. The Lions Club has received a donation of 2,000 Belize dollars from the Belizean community in New York, USA, and other organizations there. According to the Belize City Lions Club president Vinod Bojwani, they will be handing the money over to the Belize City Leos Club. The Toledo Cacao Growers Association has new executive officers. Our Toledo correspondent Karina Mahong has the details.
Election of the new executive members was held during the annual general meeting of the Toledo Cacao Growers Association held on Saturday in Silver Creek Village. The new executive body for the next 2 years includes Chairman Alvaro Pop of San Antonio and Vice Chair Agatha Tush of Mayamopan. Other executive members include Sylvina Salam and Reyes Ball of San Antonio, Elodia Rash of Indian Creek, Ernesto Saki of Maya Center, Justina Peck of San Jose, Caetano Iko and Benita Pacquiao of Punta Gorda. Election of officers was conducted by Toledo Cooperative Officer Sylvan Paulino. Guest speaker for the occasion was Wilmot Garnett of the Institute of International Cooperation in Agriculture, ICA. Garnett congratulated the Toledo Cacao Growers Association for being productive and reminded the membership of the high demand for cacao in the international market. He commended the cacao farmers for their outstanding effort in the production of organic cacao and emphasized the need for continued unity and good working relationships among themselves and the executives. The TCGA 17th Annual General Meeting was attended by 295 active members from the Toledo and Stan Creek districts. This report is sponsored by King's Energy Big Falls, King's Texaco Punta Gorda, and Fabrigas Belize Limited, whose management and staff wish customers and friends a safe and blessed Christmas season. Reporting for Love News, Karina Mahong, Punta Gorda.
The popular Philip Henry, better known as Father, who is employed at the Belize City Council as a Grade 2 enforcement officer, has clashed once more with his bosses. According to Henry, there are moves once again to terminate his employment with the council. Henry was called in before the Disciplinary Action Committee at the City Hall yesterday. According to him, this is after he supported Caribbean Shores Area Representative Carlos Perdomo in the convention held a few weeks ago.
On that Sunday, I went out there as a Belizean citizen to support this individual who I think is qualified for that post. After supporting Mr. Perdomo that day, I heard from other people that Roger didn't like the interview that I gave to Channel 7. Roger, I said, you're my good friend, but let's go back to the editor's report. Do you remember you were the person who signed the documents for me to go home? And I said it as like a comedian. I said that, may God be with you, Roger. I am still your friend, but I am going to support the senior citizen because I think he's qualified for this post. Like I said, it leads back from the letter, if you see the letter that I have on the table there, from when they were trying to get rid of me, when they signed the documents, and because of the great Zenaida Moya, she signed with Mr. Wayne Usher, the only counselor, to keep me there.
So now, after you lent support to Mr. Perdomo, you're saying that this just magnified this contention against you?
It is 100%. The reason why they're upset with me, because I said in the interview to Jews as a joke, Father is the only one working at the council. The councillor from my department, who is Mr. Dean Samuels, who I spoke to before this incident, and Mr. Samuel said that he likes my work and the things that I am doing for the council, and I applaud him. I said I'm going to the meeting, and he says, well, he's not going because they didn't invite him. God knows why they have councillors sitting there. He have no reason of being there. He wasn't even...
So did they vote that you be terminated? They give you a letter?
Okay,
what did they tell you in the
end? This is what they do. At the Belize City Council, 100% of the workers call this thing kangaroo court. They takes you in the meeting upstairs. They have about 8 or 9 members, and they justify you like they are the magistrate of Belize of the court.
What is it that you're going to do now? What is your next step?
Well, you wouldn't believe this. I am going to say it. I am not happy with what they are doing. That's the reason I am speaking out, because I mean good for Belize and for the citizen of this nation. When I have to get out there and try to get their work done, it hurts me that I have to run around and people is coming to me, Father, you need to get this done. You need to help call them to do this. It hurts me that I didn't get elected, and I fight hard for these things to happen. My next step, I am going to be in all the media houses. I will also be on CREM, you know. It will be in all newspaper. And for the next 8 months, I'm going to start my campaign that you will be a shock of.
Campaign for what?
I am going to campaign stating that who hurts me feels it, if you know where I'm coming from.
No, you need to be a little bit more specific in terms of, are you going to be running for elections, or are you going to be working against those who are against you right now? When
I am in the street, I am in the street working. Hundreds of people come in and say run because we are tired of them. Hundreds of people come in by the dozens and says you just have to be out there and you are going to get the X. I went to Mr. Perdomo, I shook his hand.
But do you plan to?
Yes, I'm going to run.
For city council?
I am going to run for city council. And I am going to prevail.
So then now you are going to step down, you're going to accept this termination, or what are you going to do?
My friend, I want them to terminate me. If they terminate me, it's just going to show another evilness. And the Belizean people will know what to do.
A memo sent to Henry from the Human Resource Department had the subject misconduct. In that memo, Henry was informed that in fact his interview with Channel 7 was deemed inappropriate and in contradiction to a memo that was passed at City Hall on April 24th, which informed employees of a new protocol where only the mayor, deputy mayor, councillors and public relations officer could speak to the media concerning the affairs of the council unless authorized. Anyone who fails to comply could face disciplinary action, even termination. The memo also states that Henry was warned by the mayor herself and the human resource manager, Charlene Rodon. Henry, however, denies this. He adds that he will not be taking this latest blow sitting down. This evening, Love News spoke to Candice Burke, city administrator, who said that Henry has not been terminated. She added that while he was called in on Tuesday before the Disciplinary Action Committee, a decision is still pending. Burke said she was not at liberty to discuss anything surrounding the matter until the committee makes a decision, which should be by early next week. Information for today's weather report is prepared by the National Meteorological Service. The Belize Weather Bureau says that a slight increase in moisture is expected over the country on Thursday. The general forecast for Belize and her coastal waters is for partly cloudy skies tonight. Shower activity will be isolated. Tomorrow morning will be cloudy at times, and the forecast is for a few showers, mainly in the south and along some coastal areas. Winds over the open sea and along the coast will blow from the east to northeast at 5 to 15 knots, producing choppy sea conditions. Low temperatures tonight will be around 70 degrees Fahrenheit along coastal areas, 63 degrees Fahrenheit inland, and a cold 55 degrees Fahrenheit up in the hills. High temperatures on Thursday will be around 82 degrees Fahrenheit along coastal areas, 86 degrees Fahrenheit inland, and a comfortable 70 degrees Fahrenheit up at the exposed areas of the mountain Pine Ridge and along the Maya Mountains in the south. The tides. There will be a high tide at 10:28 tonight. This will be followed by a low tide at 12 minutes to 6 o'clock tomorrow morning. The sun will rise at 19 minutes past 6 o'clock tomorrow morning. It will set at 24 minutes past 5 o'clock tomorrow evening. The extended forecast, valid through to Christmas Eve, is for cloudy spells with a few showers, mainly over the southern part of the country. And that is a look at the weather with information provided by forecaster Derek Rudon at the Belize Weather Bureau. Information for today's weather report was prepared by the National Meteorological Service. Those are the stories we have for you today on Love Television. Our thought conditioner today comes from an unknown writer, but the words carry a profound truth. It says, and we quote, "Snowflakes are one of nature's most fragile things, but just look at what they can do when they stick together." End of quote. If you would like to contribute a comment or suggest a quotation for use in this segment of the news, all you have to do is write us an email. The address is news@lovetv.com.bz. Thank you for joining us. I am Patrick Jones. Have a good evening and a good night.